What's up, y'all, and welcome to Second and 15, a Philadelphia Eagles fan podcast presented by Old City Sports Network, the best network for all of your Philadelphia sports needs. This is your host, Michael Roscoe. Now, we're at the point in the offseason where the biggest waves of free agency have come and gone, yet we're still just about a month away from the NFL draft, and well, this week, we honestly don't have a whole lot to talk about. So, what do we have to share? We got a couple things to talk about, including a couple roster changes and an interesting move made by the White House. What am I talking about? We'll find out. Without wasting any more time, let's dive right into this episode, starting with a couple recent league-wide free agency moves. Starting with quarterback Russell Wilson. He will be departing Pittsburgh as he agreed to a one-year deal worth $10.5 million guaranteed, but up to $21 million through incentives with the New York Giants. So it looks like the Eagles will face Russell Wilson twice this year. This is also a bit of an interesting move because with now Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson as quarterbacks for the Giants, could we see the Giants not go after a quarterback? They're definitely, I think, within the top 5 or top 10 of draft picks. So this will be an interesting move to see. What do the Giants do? Do they screw things up again? The next move to talk about is wide receiver Stephon Diggs. He has agreed to a 3-year, $69 million deal with the New England Patriots. We got Drake May finally getting a wide receiver 1, and now maybe these dumbasses who thought we'd give up A.J. Brown to the Patriots can shut the fuck up. All right, we're going to dive into some Eagles news, and this first bit of news just came in as of Wednesday late afternoon. According to CBS News, the Eagles Pep Band are, quote, being let go, according to a member statement. Man, the Eagles are just kind of getting rid of damn near everything, it seems like, this year. The band spent the last 28 years participating not only during game days, but also community events, fundraisers, private events, and more. According to that article, the move by the organization is due to the, quote, evolution of on-field entertainment. No word yet on when this will become official or what type of entertainment will replace the group that has performed for over the past 3 decades. In other Eagles news, this story revolves around a story that I mentioned in a previous episode that despite earlier rumors, the Eagles wound up accepting an invitation to the White House for a celebration of their Super Bowl 59 victory. However, in an interesting move, according to CNN Sports, the White House will also host none other than the Kansas City Chiefs, but to celebrate their victory from Super Bowl 54 back in 2020. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Chiefs did not visit the White House that year. Now, I'm kind of not surprised since it seems like Donald Trump's got a thing for the Chiefs, maybe just Patrick Mahomes, who knows at this point. But especially considering that he wanted them to win Super Bowl 59. Unlucky for him, that team got their ass whooped by the amazing Philadelphia Eagles. Now, as far as I know, there's no official date for when this visit may happen. And hopefully for the Chiefs' sake, they don't have it at the same time as the Eagles visit, because that'd be embarrassing for them. Also, I would like for our team to share their time with another team, especially the one that they just mollywopped on live TV in front of nearly 130 million people. So, we'll see when this actually happens for the Chiefs. In other news, longtime Eagles cornerback Avonte Maddox is no longer with Philadelphia as he signs a 1-year deal with a fellow NFC contender in the Detroit Lions. Maddox spent his first 7 NFL seasons with Philly, being drafted back in 2018. His first 5 years produced a lot of results. However, over the past couple of years, due to injury and other factors, Maddox hasn't been able to produce at the same level. Right now, he falls more so in the middle of cornerback rankings from the 2024 season. Maddox had been the starting slot corner for the first third of the season or so, but was soon benched for rookie Cooper DeJean. I feel for Maddox because it's hard to maintain a consistent level of play when injuries cause you to miss nearly 40% of your career games. So hopefully a change of location is good for him and we can see him get back into that 2018-2022 form. Regardless, Avonte Maddox has made notable contributions to this Eagles team over the years, and I wish him the best of luck in Detroit. In other Eagles roster news, the Eagles add a veteran to replace Fred Johnson, signing former Dolphins offensive tackle Kendall Lamb to a one-year deal. Now, this signing is out of pattern for what we've been seeing how we do over the past couple of weeks, as Lamb is going into his 11th year in the league. This past season, he started in 7 games at left tackle before landing on injury reserve. However, age shouldn't be a factor as Lamb can still ball. He was ranked first amongst tackles, allowing 0 sacks, and 10th overall for his position in pass blocking, both according to PFF. Now, this is interesting to me because Lamb could follow down a similar path as Mekhi Becton did last year. Some could argue Kenyon Green might be that type of person, but I think the possibility is there for Kendall Lamb as well. Becton started off as a tackle, was placed at guard, and succeeded under Philly's offensive line coach Jeff Stoutland. With Kenyon Green's notable deficits in pass blocking, it's possible we could see Kendall Lamb make a move to guard and compete with Kenyon Green for that starting right guard spot. Regardless, he fills at least one open slot in an offensive line group that saw at least 3 departures. I'll be looking out for Lamb as he goes through camp this season. In other Eagles roster news, the Eagles officially released long snapper Luke Ravado as designated in an Instagram post on Monday, thanking him, Avonte Maddox, Fred Johnson, Oren Burks, Mekhi Becton, and Paris Campbell's for their contributions to the team. Lovato is an alumni of Old Dominion University, the same school I completed my master's program at, funny enough, who spent 9 of his 11 seasons with Philadelphia, following in the footsteps of John Dorenbos. Lovato had brief stints in Green Bay and Washington before landing in Philadelphia. 9 years and 2 Super Bowl rings later, Lovato leaves Philadelphia a champion. Best of luck to you, your family, and whatever this life has in store for you next. Thank you for your contribution to the Eagles. Now, this last bit of Eagles news, this is more so of a rumor, but according to the Los Angeles Chargers on Sports Illustrated, there's been some rumor talks floating around about Eagles tight end Dallas Goedert being a potential acquisition from a trade to the Chargers to add a weapon for Justin Herbert. Currently, on the Chargers depth chart, their tight end 1 is Tyler Conklin, who made 51 catches for 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. Goddard's production, despite injuries, were pretty similar, with 42 catches, nearly 500 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 3 less games. Now, there's been rumors floating around about Dallas Goedert, even Bryce Huff being on the trade block, citing the Eagles' potential desire to shed the nearly $12 million cap hit that Dallas Goedert would have if he were to remain with the team going into the 2025 season. Now, I know rumors are just rumors. There's tons of them going around everywhere. You can't always predict everything. However, it just seems like this Dallas Goedert exit is more and more likely to come to fruition. It's just a matter of time that this could happen at this point. Now, obviously, nothing has happened yet, and he still is on the team at the time that I'm recording this, but I feel like if this move is going to happen, we are getting closer and closer to it, as we're just under a month now from the NFL draft. We'll continue to follow up on Goddard's status as an Eagle as the weeks go on. All right, y'all, before we wrap things up with this episode, we are now, like I said, officially just under a month away from the 2025 NFL draft. As people look to fill in time on news and things like that, tons and tons of mock drafts have been made and will continue to be made literally up until like the first minute before the draft starts. Lately for the Eagles, we've seen guys like James Pierce Jr., Donovan Erozuaku, Malachi Starks, Nick Emenwari, and many others as options in mock drafts for just our first draft pick alone. Don't even get me started on the other 8 or 9 draft picks that we have this season. So at this moment, this is a draft where I expect to see the Eagles just load up on young and eager talent across the board. But could they add more veterans in free agency? Currently, out of the top 100 free agents going into this offseason, players like wide receiver Amari Cooper, safety Justin Simmons, cornerback Asante Samuel, offensive guard Brandon Scherf, running back J.K. Dobbins, linebackers Kaiser White and E.J. Speed, cornerback Mike Hilton, and more are still available in the free agency market. It's possible Philadelphia could pick up one of those guys, but we just don't know just yet. All right, y'all, like I said, there was not a whole lot to talk about this week, so that is it for this week's episode. Thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or follow us on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok by searching at Second and 15. That's 2NDAND15, or by the full name Second and 15, a Philadelphia Eagles fan podcast. You can also find the audio for each and every single episode releasing Thursday mornings on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Player FM, Pocket Casts, or wherever you get your podcasts. This episode, Second and 15 and Old City Sports Network are sponsored by Warlord Beard Oil. Use promo code OLDSPORTS at warlordbeardoil.com for 15% off your beard oils, washes, soaps, and many other beard care products. Orders over $75 will receive free shipping. We're also brought to you by SeatGeek. Download the app and use our promo code Old City Sports Network, all one word, for $20 off your first purchase. We're also brought to you by Robert Hangholt Construction. If you're in the greater Philadelphia region and need some work done with your roof, your windows, your siding, your deck, or whatever other house project you got, call the #1 contractor in the area at 610-348-1066 and get a free estimate on your next home project today. We also are brought to you by Decals by Aaron. Check out decalsbyaaron.com for all your Delco products and merchandise. Your #1 spot for everything Delco, that's Decals by Aaron. We're brought to you by Iron and Steel Threads. Check out ironsteelthreads.com and use our promo code OldCity10 for 10% off the entire website, and a portion of all proceeds go to youth hockey organizations. We are brought to you by Uncle John's Barbecue Stand, located in Claymont, Delaware. Check them out for some local delicious barbecue and sauces only at Uncle John's Barbecue Stand. And finally, we have Custom Concessions. If you're in the market for repairs to your food truck or trailer, or you're just getting into the food truck business and need reliable service, check out none other than Custom Concessions. They use high quality materials and provide high quality service. Use the sponsors tab at oldcitysports.com to check them out today. And while you're on our website, go ahead and click that merchandise tab to buy some awesome Second and 15 gear from our merchandise website, as well as from some other shows, including Check the Net and Flyers Alley. Once again, thanks y'all for joining in. This is Second and 15, a Philadelphia Eagles fan podcast presented by Old City Sports Network. We'll be back next week where hopefully we'll see what other Eagles news comes about, and that it will be a busier week than what we've seen now between now and then. See y'all next week. Don't forget to stay fly like an eagle, and as always, go Birds.